FC Barcelona is the world's third largest football club with over 400 million fans worldwide, with a valuation well over $5 billion US. As it stands right now, FC Barcelona has launched their own NFT collection. They've also launched a fan token, and they're looking to dive even deeper into the Web3 and crypto space. As a part of today's video, I'm sitting down with Yoram and Roberto to discuss their Project Catalyst funding round number 12 proposal, which aims to onboard FC Barcelona into the Cardano ecosystem through a partnership that aims to onboard their massive fan base directly within Discord. That said, if you guys enjoyed today's content deep diving into FC Barcelona and what they could potentially bring into the Cardano ecosystem, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, then leave them down below. That said, enjoy today's interview. What's up, Beta Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name's Fareed. As a part of today's video, we've got some pretty big topics to discuss when it comes to Project Catalyst funding round number 12 and a highly anticipated proposal when it comes to integrating one of the biggest and most well-known soccer teams here, which is FC Barcelona. Now, I'm going to be joined by two contributing members to the Cardano ecosystem, one Yoram and the second Roberto, who are both working with Andamio, who will be partnering with FC Barcelona to onboard them into the Cardano ecosystem. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and bring up today's guest as we get ready to dive into the Project Catalyst proposal. First and foremost, we've got Yoram. Welcome aboard. How are you doing?
Hello. Thank you for having us. Great being here, sir.
Thank you for your time. I'm excited to jump into everything that you guys are going to be working on and potentially integrating Cardano into. Next, we've got Roberto joining you as well. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having us. Great to be here.
It is a pleasure. As always, I'd like to kick things off with an introduction. The both of you have been here in the Cardano community for quite a bit of time, but I want to give you guys an opportunity to explain your contributions in your own words to all the viewers watching today's video. So maybe we'll kick things off here with Roberto first. If you could give us a brief introduction to yourself, and then Yoram, we'll come over to you next, and then we'll dive into the Catalyst proposal.
Absolutely. Thank you. So I've been in the Cardano ecosystem for a little bit over 2 years now, maybe 2 years. I started learning Haskell and Plutus with Gimbal Labs, where I met James and eventually all the co-founders, Yoram and Nori, and all the co-founders of Andamio. I did a program called Cardano Sin Tecnicismos with Pedro Lucas, one of the other members of the Cardano ecosystem, which was meant to onboard non-technical users to Cardano. And that was my first kind of avenue into contributing to the Cardano ecosystem. And since early 2023, I've been working full-time with Andamio, trying to get it off the ground, a lot of bootstrapping. And just doing a little bit of everything. Andamio is sort of a all hands-on endeavor. We're kind of pushing the boundaries of what can be done. So that's been my main occupation for the past over a year, year and a half now. That's been my only concern, day and night, 24/7. It's been working on Andamio. So yeah.
Thank you for the introduction. It sounds like things are about to come to fruition if this Catalyst proposal is able to be approved. Again, we'll dive into that here in just a minute. But before we do, Yoram, can we get a little bit of background about yourself?
Yes, perfect. So I'm in the ecosystem for around 3.5 years. And what attracted me to blockchain actually is the opportunity to use this technology for business-wise, but relate to social environmental impact, the transparency, traceability, and changing really a lot of industry that doesn't work in transparent way today. And was very active in the beginning with a great community called Cardano for Climate, which we onboarded a lot of projects to the ecosystem, and always as an opportunity for the ecosystem to grow. Microfinance, carbon markets, this type of markets. My time and through the period, I understood the importance of actually creating trust networks, as we call it. As we start working together for a long time with great people, we created this trust network within the ecosystem. And my time is today divided into two parts. One big part is Andamio, obviously, and what we are building here, and we will talk about it more in a bit. And the other part is onboarding companies to the ecosystem. And I worked a lot under the hoods, as we say it, for a long time. And the first time I decided a few days ago to take it out to the ecosystem and just share some of the companies that I onboarded through the period, and some of the key proposals that were onboarded in Fund 12. Barça is a big one. Checkpoint is a huge one as well for the ecosystem, and many other great proposals. Yeah, so that's really so my focus is on that.
Yeah, thank you both again for the contributions and hard work. It's always mind blowing to me. As a creator, I collaborate and I connect with so many people, but I always find that I can't speak with everybody. And the both of you guys, for full transparency, please don't take this the wrong way. We're flying under my radar, right? So to hear about all the work that you guys have been putting in, and I'm just like, man, how have I not heard about these guys before? Really blows my mind, but also goes to show how big the Cardano community is. Again, there's a lot of people contributing to this space that just don't have the visibility that they deserve. So hopefully this is an opportunity to introduce you guys to my community and anybody else who's a part of the Cardano ecosystem as well. Now, I want to hear a little bit more about Andamio. Do you guys maybe just mind breaking down what is the purpose of Andamio? And then we'll jump into the Project Catalyst proposal.
You want to start, or should I start?
You go for it. Go for it, sir.
Okay, so here's sort of the elevator pitch. Andamio is about building trust. And if you think about it, how you build trust normally, you go out, you meet people, you go for coffee, you make friends, and that trust is built slowly. But today in Web3 environments, we work on different projects in different places, and sometimes we don't even see each other. And it's really hard to build trust that way. And even in Catalyst, right, you work for a long time and years even, and you're not certain about your contributions and the skills you've acquired along the way. And the reality is, if you want to expand that network, we need a better, more efficient way to do this. And Andamio is here to help build trust in a Web3 environment. So we built an infrastructure to develop this trust and reputation for humans within a network. And how we do this is we focus on two areas. The first is what skills the people have. And the other one is how do we trust in their contributions? And this is an evolving area. People are always learning and contributing. So trust is built over time and across a network. And we build it together. We face challenges together, and we keep learning and contributing. So Andamio is here to build that underlying infrastructure for the Cardano ecosystem to capture these ongoing skills that we are learning all the time and the contributions of the humans within this ecosystem that go into building this network, this ecosystem. And the business opportunity here is nothing is more financially beneficial for a network than people who trust each other. If you're a business, what do you normally do? You refer your friends and onboard people you can trust. But the amount of time and resources that a company needs to invest just to vet contributors, it's enormous. In the States, I think it's like $5,000 per person. And the amount of time that goes into that, it's monstrous. So the difference between something like Andamio or something like Coursera or LinkedIn is pretty much that. It's the trust that people put there and the connections that you can make through Andamio. These platforms are unable to build trust and connection and connect individuals across a network. Andamio bridges this gap that these platforms cannot do by using blockchain technology, specifically Cardano blockchain technology. So what Andamio does is provides verifiable connections that you can trust. So that is a little bit wordy, but that's essentially what we are trying to build.
That was a great summary. Again, I think when you mentioned LinkedIn and a few of these other platforms, that sort of a lot for the light bulb to go off in mind, because I've used platforms like that and I understand the power of networking. It's actually crazy because I think a networking opportunity is actually what set up this call, right? So you guys were introduced to me, I believe, by Theo from Chef Pool as well, right? So another contributing member here, another builder when it comes to Zengate. So that's what I love about this entire space is the networking, the power that comes with it, and the opportunity that comes with it as well. So Yoram, I'd love to hear a little bit about Andamio from yourself, And then we're going to get into what I believe is really the highlight of today's interview, which is this really big proposal bringing a ton of exposure to Cardano if approved.
Yeah, and kudos to Zengate and to Chef and to all the work that they're doing, obviously. Thank you. Thanks for them for the intro. I think Roberto gave a really a great summary. And to give an example, I mean, we are on Project Catalyst for 3 years, right, or 3.5 years. But what's my skills? What's my contribution, right? So it's not verified. No one knows. Okay, people saw me. Some people saw me. We didn't have the chance to meet. And so Andamio is coming really to make all of that very clear and simplified. To give a specific small example regarding Project Catalyst, we onboard a lot of people through being a reviewer of Project Catalyst, right? So you come in, you have an opportunity to contribute. So, and before you need to read a lot of information. So we can have a learning experience where you learn, we verify that you learn. Now you can contribute, we verify your contribution, you get rewards. All of that is done manually today, or saying manually in the system building, and then you can provide basically infrastructure to do it in a verified way, right? So that's really a simple use case of that. We will go to a more complex one in a bit, but that's a simple use case. So it's very exciting, and that's for me. If we want to scale networks, we need to have some kind of a trust relationship, right? Why we are here? Why we are on Cardano? A lot of people on Cardano because of purpose, because they want to build something new, right? And so this will facilitate for builders to come together and build great new stuff based on verified kind of skills and credentials and contribution that they did for the ecosystem. So that's yeah.
Perfect. Again, you guys are bridge builders, right? You guys are helping to connect people that need resources and people that have resources. That said, this really blew my mind here, taking a look at some of the projects you've helped to onboard, right? So obviously Zengate, we've already talked about them. We've got Proof Space, Plastics, Endmaker, which I'm sure everybody here is very familiar with in the Cardano ecosystem. Interesting enough, a platform called Building Bridges. I promise I didn't see that before I just made that comment. And then DigiFarms here as well. So again, you guys are definitely leading by example. Go ahead.
Just a remark, I didn't onboard obviously Endmaker and Zengate and so on, but I work closely with them. I advise them, and yeah, they speak about the support I give them, but I work closely with them to help them connect, to help them grow, and that's one aspect. And through that is also connecting. When you onboard a company, it's great to connect them to companies that are on the ecosystem already, right? So that's part of the onboarding platform. And for example, Endmaker is now doing incredible collaboration with DigiFarm around the satellite oracle, which can be massive for the ecosystem. One of the biggest, in my view, potential application for the ecosystem. So that's collaboration that I help to facilitate basically and guide them through this collaboration. So that's one example. Building bridges is just another example of a conference, big conference happening in Geneva, where basically I helped to onboard CF to the conference and become kind of very significant in the conference, connecting them to a lot of the ecosystem in Geneva. That's a lot of the work done under the hood, as we say.
I mean, sounds like a lot, and a lot of that is priceless. You can't put a number on the creation, on the opportunities, right, that you're able to create, but then even just the future value, So while you maybe didn't onboard them all the way, I think the value that you provide in terms of your networking skills, the opportunities you can present, and sort of like the advisory role you play tends to provide a lot of value, which again, you can't necessarily put a hard number on. So now that we've got the introductions out of the way, let's jump into the highlight for today's video here, which is the real world partner integration proposal to include FC Barcelona, which has over 400 million fans around the world, and to onboard them into Cardano, right? So over to the both of you. I can see the joy and the excitement on your guys' faces. Could you guys maybe just give us a general overview of the proposal, what it aims to do? And then I've got a few follow-up questions to the both of you.
Yeah, Roberto, you want to speak about the proposal? I mean, I would love to share maybe also how we onboarded them to the ecosystem. Like, how come Barcelona come to present, and then maybe Roberto will go into deeper in the proposal. Does that make sense? Is that okay?
Yeah, sounds good.
So it started again about 12 months ago. Everything looks, easy when you do a proposal, but it started way back when I actually started to meet and work closely with a company called Plastics, which also is being onboarded to Cardano. It's a plastic marketplace, like a plastic credit marketplace, working on Celo today. And basically I become an advisor for them, working closely with their team. They have an incredible pipeline of 30 odd companies, and one of their clients was Barcelona Football Club, and we were lucky to have this year event. Yeah, this is about plastics. Incredible team, great company, great customers, and I believe it's going to be a huge asset for the ecosystem. And already they benefited by bringing Barça. So we had this year, a few months ago, Project Catalyst launch, Fund 12 launch in Barcelona. Sometimes the stars have to come together, and it was in the city of Barcelona where Plastic is based. We invited Plastic to join the launch event. And when Chris from Project Catalyst presented the partner category, they gave a call to the team, to the Barça Vision team, and they basically joined, came to the end of the event. They met the community there, they met IOG was there, people from Imargo, CF, and they made the community, they had chats with us, and they liked what they saw. They saw the vibe, they saw the energy, and they liked what they saw. And so that was an incredible start. And then they gave us a brief of what they are actually looking to achieve. And the brief was about how they can actually empower, use their Discord server, which they are planning to have millions of people in this Discord server, how they can empower women and empower sustainability, empower the fund, and engage stronger with the funds. And that was a perfect pitch for Andamio. And we basically started to create working teams with them. We then put together also a group of partners. Again, when you partner with a partner like that, it's not for one company, it's an ecosystem. And we, Plastic obviously joined on board to the project. Endmaker, again, helping with their infrastructure, their knowledge, and Women in Tech, which is working very closely with the Cardano Foundation and very important when we talk about empowerment of women. So all of that came together. We worked together on the proposal, and yeah, very excited. I mean, it was built through a lot of trust that was built by Plastics to FC Barcelona for over 2 years, and benefited the trust I had with the Plastic team to actually get the vibes and make the move quite fast and present the proposal quite fast. And we are very excited about it. Maybe Roberto, you can present deeper the proposal.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, a lot of the credit for this proposal is Yoram's, right? This has been a long time, a lot of work on his side, just building connections across ecosystems outside and inside Cardano. And when I first heard about the possibility of working with Barça, I'm a huge Barça fan. I grew up with Messi and Henry and all the Ronaldinho and all these incredible players. So for me, this is kind of like a little bit of a dream come true. And it's been really, really a pleasure working with all the team that kind of Yoram was able to put together, because the brief that Yoram mentioned, it's basically about empowering women in emerging economies by giving them access to digital skills, basically upskilling, which is what Andamio is meant to do, is give people access to skills and then put those skills to work. And also this aspect of sustainability, which translates to both the digital skill part, upskilling people to give them economical sustainability, but also environmental sustainability through organizations like Plastics. So we've been working together with them, kind of putting the pieces together right now, just coordinating how we're going to communicate through the campaign and get people out there to vote. But the idea really is to put a program in place that will train women, and we're looking at countries like Indonesia and Nigeria to do roles such as like learn how to use Discord and become a Discord channel manager. And that way they can literally be part of the development of that channel with the Barça community, right? So the idea is you go through a course, you learn basic skills on Discord, you would think it's really easy, but I've been looking into it, and it's not that simple. So the idea is to give them these skills so they can become adept at managing Discord, at using it, creating onboarding, all these things that you need to really get a good handle on to be able to do those, and then giving them access to that contribution opportunity. You want to be a Discord channel manager? Just go through this course, prove that you've got these skills. These are all recorded on chain, so you get this credential that shows what you can do. And this is kind of the message that Andamio wants to bring. Just communicate is the way that we build trust today, right? It's great, but it can be exponentially improved through blockchain technology. This will give people a literal source of truth of what you can do, and then you can use that to get access to real world opportunities that provide real world rewards, monetary rewards. All of this is going to be on the Cardano blockchain. So we're not just benefiting women and in emerging economies, but we're also greatly impacting positively the Cardano community and Cardano ecosystem, because we're going to be onboarding new users that are going to become familiar with Cardano technology, ADA, and all these transactions that are going to be created by rewarding these people and creating these records of skills on chain and contributions on chain. Those all go back to the Cardano community, to the treasury itself. So sorry.
I want to add one thing. Women empowerment is a huge issue for Barcelona Football Club. I mean, they already have kind of the best, basically the best player, women player playing in Barcelona, and it's a really big issue for them. They are going to have a game against the US team, the US national team soon, and they had like last game, one of the highest women game watched ever was 90,000 kind of audience in the crowd. I mean, it's a huge area for them where they want to keep on growing, and they want to use sports to empower women around the world. So it's really huge what they are trying to do, and we are going hopefully to help them do that through infrastructure built on Cardano. So I just wanted to put that it's very, very important area for them where they are looking into growing their fan engagement in the next years. And this is why women in tech is so important, and the collaboration there as well.
So I've got a couple of follow-up questions, and I think these are going to be questions that the community in general will also have, right? So I'll try to quickly run through them, and hopefully you guys have some responses here. But looking at this, right, this is the first ever Catalyst round where we've had this brand new real world partner integration section or category. Now, the maximum amount that can be requested or rewarded per proposal is 2 million ADA. You guys are requesting the full 2 million ADA. Do you mind breaking down, how the 2 million ADA will be spent, where the funds will be going, to sort of justify the ask, right? Because again, I could see someone thinking, hey, if they're going to be empowering women, teaching them how to use Discord, there may already be free resources out there. What are you guys doing that's different, that facilitates or necessitates this amount when it comes to the funding amount that you guys are asking for?
Yeah. So, I mean, there might be resources out there, but they are not built on Cardano, right? I mean, there is Coursera where people can take a course, but it's a completely different experience, and they are not built on chain. So we build more than just teaching people. We build infrastructure, again, to build trust within communities on chain. So that's for Cardano is going to be massive. Imagine to build that within a fan ecosystem like Barcelona, and then essentially having other fan ecosystem of different ecosystem that are actually interested in something like that. So that's really, really, really huge for the ecosystem. And everything we do is on chain, right? All the skills, verified skills, the verified contribution, the reputation, the treasury that is paying, everything is happening on chain, right? The infrastructure. So that's really massive. Within the proposal, I mean, there is parts that basically we're multiple partners, right? So part of it is going obviously to build the content and help them build the node for Barcelona and do the technical work for that, including then the minting of the NFTs. We are going to build multiple on-chain courses. It's multiple courses basically that have Web3 on-chain kind of a verified reputation. So that's going to be, and it's going to be built by the community. So we are going to train community members to build the courses, and they're going through that also get rewards. Right? So big part of the proposal is reward to the community, actually, around 400,000 ADA. That goes back to people actually helping to build the content and to actually use, and it's going back to basically to the ecosystem through transactions. So that's big part. Then another part is going, also part of it will be rewards that go to the sustainability challenge, which is with plastics, which is basically people will learn again through Andamio platform how to recycle plastics, and then they will go and recycle plastics and actually share it on the social network, get a reputation of kind of recycling and get rewards for that, right? Through NFTs that will be minted or through treasury. So all of that is kind of budgets around that. Barça team, obviously for them having dedicated, we already have a dedicated project manager, and we're working closely with them and their team over a year that is going to support that. Some of the license requirement from those sides as well. Yeah, I think that cover more or less, I mean, the different elements, but we're going to have a full-time person, obviously from Andamio side, managing that. And plus the technical team. So I think there's a lot of elements for this proposal. Yeah, and we feel, so basically the budget, I think we build in somehow in this mindset. It's important to mention that, I mean, there's a lot of, you can imagine a lot of people and companies going after Barcelona Football Club, right? I mean, they are getting offers daily from, yeah, and probably much bigger amounts, right? So I don't think it's about the money. It's about actually the trust that was built and what we are building. I mean, they gave us a brief and we gave them a solution that is very, very strong to what they needed, right? And this is why I think they are coming on board to present here. It's about the values we are building. But financially wise, they might and probably have many other options. And already this enables us also to work with them and discuss with them and understand their needs and potentially connect other ecosystem projects to them. So yeah, we feel the budget was built in a reasonable way for the work. It's a 1-year work. It's a very intensive work. It's going to be needed from diverse teams. A lot of money going back, you know, to as rewards to the people contributing from the community. Yeah, and we feel that it's a project that makes sense for this level of project.
And maybe it's worth mentioning that Barça has this dedicated initiative to exploring emergent technologies to engage younger fans. This is Barça Vision itself is looking into exploring things like blockchain technology specifically. So this is, like Yoram said, this is just the first step, but it is an enormous opportunity to link these ecosystems together because Barça has it's expanding. It's not just football, it's basketball, it's a lot of different sports clubs, and the fact that they have a dedicated initiative for these kinds of technologies specifically, this just opens the door for a whole breadth of different projects in the future. So it's a first step in the right direction, and this is just a little bit of a taste of what Cardano can provide to these organizations. And you can think of, if this use case is successful, this opens the door to other football clubs and to other areas of this same club that they would like to explore.
Yeah, and final small remarks. We are also building infrastructure, right? For the so it's something that potentially and hopefully, and the plan is to keep it over time, right? Which will be massive. So it's not kind of a 12-month project. We did a big marketing campaign. We got how many downloads and so on. Great. It's actually hopefully going to be a multi-year project that is going to be, you know, enable the infrastructure for the social network. That's extremely exciting. In
very, very, very. Again, I've got a few follow-ups based on that response. So my next question is around a little bit of the timeline. I just heard you guys mention about a year. So I'd love to hear, if approved, how long would it take for this platform to be live? But then number two, from a development standpoint, sounds like the both of you guys are busy, right? Either building bridges or connecting people or marketing and getting the word out about Andamio and what you guys are doing there. So, who's going to be building out the platform to facilitate, all of this content creation, content reviewing, rewards management, all of that? And then how long will it take, if approved, to actually see this live on the Cardano mainnet?
Yeah. So we have it's scheduled to be available around November, if I'm not mistaken. The whole project is around 12 months, but we want to start onboarding people. For example, the community, the content creators by the community, that's going to take around 3 to 4 months. So if we start in August, by the end of the year, we should have an Andamio instance, Barcelona Andamio instance already working. As for the technical team, we are very privileged to be working with really a very particular set of skills. I'm gonna say James. A lot of the people in the community know James Dunseith. He's one of the co-founders of Gimbal Apps. He's been educating and onboarding developers to Cardano for years, and he has a very special blend of skills, which is not just developer but teaching skills. He has years and years of experience in education, and he really imbues the Andamio platform with that mindset of putting education in the hands of people and really enabling them to put those skills to work. It's not memorizing things and not just answering quizzes. It's really internalizing that information. So that's one part. And then the other side, our blockchain, our smart contract development team is it's mind-blowing. They are probably very, very few, and I consider them, but that probably very biased, one of the best smart contract designers in the Cardano ecosystem. One of them, Professor Mix, if anyone's been to a Gimbal Apps live coding session, they probably know him. He's also a he's been doing work with the cybersecurity committee for Cardano. I don't remember the name exactly, but he is very knowledgeable for Intersect. Yeah. Incredibly
the certification committee for Intersect. Yeah.
Exactly. That one. Sorry. And then there's Adrian and Dave, the set of smart contracts that they've designed that support the infrastructure that is Andamio is really, really, really impressive. Then there's people like Jingles, that is one of the co-founders of Mesh as well. And he's really involved. And Nelson, it's just the development team of Andamio is really just top notch. We have someone like Nori, for example. It's 25 years of experience on Amazon. So it's a very, very strong technical team that's been building this platform for a year and a half, and already with some experience with early clients, right? We've been testing the platform thoroughly to make sure that what we're putting in place is really, really, solid.
Awesome. I've got one follow-up here in terms of adoption, right? So there's nothing that guarantees that people are onboarded, but is there a way for you guys to measure the activity, the interest, how many people could potentially be onboarded through this platform as a direct result of FC Barcelona? Is there a way that you guys have tried to figure this out or are able to quantify the amount of interest that a platform like this could actually generate?
Yeah, so I jump in. So obviously everything on the platform is being recorded, right, and tracked. So every time you learn a skill, every time you do a contribution, everything is tracked on chain, right? When you learn a certain capability and when you contribute and you build your reputation, as well as obviously rewards and NFTs, rewards that you get, badges or actual ADA rewards that you're getting. So all of that will be fully measurable all the time. The Barça objective, they open to understand, they open for one day their Discord server and they got like 40,000 downloads, like users in one day. And they kind of stopped it for a second and now they have 70,000, but they are not trying to push it. Their objective is now to build the infrastructure, the right infrastructure for that, which we are also helping them to brainstorm a little bit. And then open it, but their goal as designed by them is to have the biggest Discord server out there. So I mean, it's big. I mean, they have the capacity. Obviously, if you look on the other social networks, um, they have like tens of millions of users there. Here, it's a very particular one that actually fit very well what we are doing, right? So it's a Discord, and this is why they want to use it actually as empowering and building skills and building a stronger type of kind of a community there. And this, I think, why it fits very well. So I mean, we don't know exactly the numbers, but yeah, I mean, they have the access to the numbers. Let's say it like that. So I think we need to build a good job in helping them build the infrastructure, and I think the big numbers will come.
Okay,
And
awesome.
sorry,
Go
and
ahead.
just like
Go ahead.
you mentioned, this is a long-term project. So the idea is this is something that is going to continue building across the years. The project doesn't end at 12 months, just the catalyst timeline. But the idea, they are really, like Yoram said, the idea is to build Web3 infrastructure for their Discord server. So it's just, yeah, it's difficult to quantify because it necessarily doesn't have to end, right? This is just an ongoing project.
Yeah, no, and what's very reassuring is as I'm taking a look here at the official Barca Vision website is the fact that we do see the highlight here of plastics, which again, you guys help to sort of connect plastics and the FC Barcelona team. We've got an NFT collection that they've minted out that they've sold. We've also got masterpiece number 2, which is basically highlighting one of the pieces that you guys mentioned, which is empowering women, right? And bringing forward more opportunities for equality. Last but not least, we've got the integration or the creation of the bar token or the Barcelona fan token. And hopefully, right, we can have masterpiece number 3, which will be in partnership with Andamio. So again, really good to see that this team really is trying to take a deeper dive into the Web3 space, and looks like they're very open-minded when it comes to potentially implementing something like what you guys have offered them with the Andamio platform. So that said, we are at just about the 36-minute video. I do want to go ahead and get some closing thoughts and maybe final takeaways here, or maybe just highlights of anything that I may have missed here when it comes to my questioning. So this time, again, I think we'll maybe go over to Roberto. We'll give Yoram a little bit of time to kind of get his thoughts together. But is there anything that you want to talk about that I missed or that you think is really important for the viewers here to know about?
To me, the main takeaway is this, and it's just that it's a huge opportunity for the Cardano ecosystem. It's really it's massive. The fact that Barcelona is trusting us to partner with them for something that is very much a thing that they want to build as an infrastructure thing for one of their main social media channels that really is dwarfed by the Instagram following. It's hundreds of millions. So it really puts us out there as a distinct use case for one of the biggest brands in the world. So we talk about marketing, we talk about reach, we talk about onboarding and adoption. This is the opportunity that we want to really dive into. So just tell the people to just take a look at the proposal. Just look for Barcelona on Cardano Idea Scale or Lido Nation. Give us your comments on Twitter. We're Andamio platform. You can tell us what you think and just go out there and vote.
For the viewers, I'll leave the links to everything that's been mentioned so far as a part of today's video down in the description. Make sure again to go and check this out either on Idea Scale or Lido Nation. Just as a brief reminder, keep in mind that the category for the real world partner integrations that does follow a separate timeline. So you're not going to be voting for this at the same time that you're voting for your traditional proposals. Voting for this category has to go through a shortlist, which will be done by a few members within Intersect. Once that's done, then the voting will commence for the Cardano community. Over to Yoram for closing thoughts. And one thing I also want to maybe quickly ask is, will this platform be reusable? You know, let's say that you guys are funded and you guys are able to build this out for FC Barcelona. And then let's say maybe we've got another company or another brand that wants to come into Cardano and wants to implement a very similar sort of model. Can you guys take this, make it a white label solution, and then implement it for another customer as well? I'd love to hear a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I will start with that, and then I will do the closing. If it's okay. So already at early stage, we already actually Andamio have a kind of a design client that we are using, and in the ecosystem, and actually also outside of the ecosystem, and interest from other clients. So the answer is, I mean, Andamio is building infrastructure to enable trust within networks, right? So it will be the Catalyst network, it will be Barcelona football team, or Barcelona Sport Club engagement platform or social platform, and it can be many other ecosystems. So the platform is not designed specifically for Barcelona Football Club. What we are building, the infrastructure, it's it enabled trust layer of skills learning and a trust layer, verified trust layer of contribution and reputation and rewards. So, and that can enable any DAO if we want, and other social networks. So that's the way we build it in mind. We just got an incredible opportunity that fits so much with the pitch they did and what we are working on, and it was just a match. It was really a perfect match on that sense, and that was it's a great feeling. So that's on that. The other part, the closing thought from my side is onboarding, any partner, and a partner, especially a partner, incredible partner like that, require the collaboration, ecosystem collaboration. I think if we want adoption of the ecosystem outside, we need to think about collaboration between the ecosystem players. So first of all, we want to thank, Cardano Foundation, IOG, and Catalyst team for making this new category and being there, to actually meet them. For Imargo team that also, is escorting us and supporting, and all the ecosystem partners that jump on board to help and build that. It's really an ecosystem play. They see an ecosystem that is eager to work, that is sharing values, that not focus on just fast wins. We want to build things that are strong and build values, and we work as an ecosystem. And I think that work will make Cardano strong also going forward with other use cases. Yeah, I mean, and so that's really the closing. It's an incredible opportunity, and it's up to us as an ecosystem to ensure that it's only the beginning. We need to continue and build trust with them as Andamio, but also as an ecosystem, and hopefully we'll get more and more opportunities with them as we go forward. So yeah, that's really nice. And one small anecdote that is also connected to Cardano, they have on the back of their shirt, they have UNHCR as a back special funding kind of. Basically, they fund UNHCR. So instead of UNHCR to pay Barcelona, and they kind of on the back of the shirt, and obviously Cardano is working closely with UNHCR, so it's also kind of good. But again, it's a lot about value and trust, and based on that, you can start building solution, which is long-term solution, not just okay, let's do a quick promo here and there, which is also great, but it's a different from what we're trying to do.
Yeah, very, very nicely said again. Nobody knows if funded what other opportunities this could potentially open, what other ways we could collaborate, not just with FC Barcelona, but with major soccer teams around the globe. I know that, for me, I live in the United States. Football, as they refer to here, American football, is sort of like the sport of the country, right? But you take a look at globally, soccer has an immense hold on many other countries outside of the US. And I know that they typically have very, very diehard fans, right? Which basically follow the team anywhere that they go. So if they begin to immerse themselves in Web3, in blockchain, in Cardano, I could definitely see a big portion of their fan base following along, getting exposed to a brand new space, a brand new opportunity, which we're all very, very early in. So I want to thank the both of you again, gentlemen. For the ladies and gentlemen watching at home, please check out the links down below to the official proposal. Again, I'll be providing more updates and more content surrounding more of the pitches or more of the proposals within this brand new category. Again, keep in mind of the timeline and the differences in how that operates between the traditional Catalyst categories. But I want to take a moment here to just thank Yorm and Roberto for jumping on here, for breaking down their proposal, and for really educating me. I'd heard about this proposal. I saw it floating around, especially when it was initially proposed, with such a big and such a visible player in the soccer industry, for me, this was like, man, we need this. We need this, you know. So I'm going to be definitely keeping up with you guys. I wish you both the best of luck. But that'll do it here for today's video. Again, links to Andamio down below and links to the platform in the proposal down below.
Yeah, and just last sentence, just check also in, really thank you for this opportunity. Please also check in general Andamio. In general, we have a couple of other proposals just to support our work. If you like what you hear, and if you read the proposal and see if you like them, they will just support what we are building for everyone. Thank you very much for that.
No, thank you both.
Thank you for having us.
No, the pleasure's mine. The pleasure's mine. Ladies and gentlemen, if you found any portion of today's video to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could just give me that thumbs up. Just press that button down below. It really does make a difference here. Helps to share the content, get it out to people within Cardano, but also expose Cardano to the masses outside of the current ecosystem. If you want more content like this, discussing and breaking down some of the biggest topics here in Cardano, consider subscribing to the channel. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me, right, or for the Andamio team here, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, we'll see you guys in the next video.